What's going on, everyone? It is Wednesday. This guy just showed up. Hang on. What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern here in New York. So we go live, Call for the Creators, and I brought Reme in with me today. We're going to get into who this guy is. He was like, can I wear sunglasses? And I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow it because he's so cool. But first, you know what I got to do? I got to go through some of the sponsors first. And the first one we're going to talk about is there we go. Sorry, guys. Someone has been learning this console, and now they're screwing it up. And you know who you are, Joe. All right. First up, I want to say thank you to DJI. You guys know DJI. We're talking about drones, obviously, a lot today, but also action cameras, the infamous Pocket Series 1, 2, 3, and 4 that's out there. Not to mention the RS5 and everything else stabilizing. You're talking about a brand that has been synonymous with what we're doing in today's media and giving us the tools we need for today. So check out the link down below for the full line from DJI. Why am I getting a Teams message? We just got cursed as soon as I hit go live. Yeah. Unreal. It's all right.
It's all good.
Next one we're going to go is Tenba. Tenba was like, hey, you're doing something awesome. We want to support it. We were started by a photographer in the 70s. So let's talk about you getting the free custom Call for Creators camera bag.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you definitely, you travel.
Put some lipos in.
You travel a lot. That'll work for you. And it also fit that X106 you like rocking so much. Yeah.
For sure.
Tenba is awesome. If you need roller cases, carry-on cases, little tech pouches, everything you could think of and made super well. If you've been in this industry long enough, you probably have something Tenba. Check out the link down below for their full lineup. And last but not least, man, I feel like this was a rough beginning. You know why it is? Because you were chilling for so long. And now I got to kick into gear. You see this?
For sure.
Remy, you killing me.
Got here a little early. My bad.
Nah, it's all good. You had to get that. What was that? And everything bagel with cream cheese you were rocking?
Plain bagel, egg white.
Plain.
Yeah.
Plain.
I know.
You kids. Gotham Roasters. They're over on 19th Street. If you're going to come to Adorama on 18th, go to 19th Street. Tell them we sent you. Say what's up. Grab a seat. Come to a class. Come to a demo. It's owned by a photographer and a filmmaker. So you are supporting the game. Cheers, kid.
Yeah, cheers.
What'd you get?
Thank you. Ice latte.
Ice latte. Man, that's not just an ice latte. That's almond milk.
Yeah,
that's a whole thing.
Ice latte with almond milk.
That's a whole thing. All right. So who is
lactose situation.
Reme Morales? Who is this guy? Well, I'm so glad you guys asked. Reme is an aerial cinematographer and honestly really great at it. But not only that, but has the ambition to go find some of the craziest moments in our modern era right now. And I'm talking worldwide. I'm talking 60 countries, 60, working with huge brands like Rolls-Royce, Qatar Airways, beautiful destinations, a bunch of hotel chains. But this guy, I found him when he out of nowhere loaded this. Watch it not work because we're having yep, told you it's not going to work. Okay. It's all right, guys. We're having a rough go at it today. I think because your friend showed up late. That's right.
Levi.
Oh my God. Here we go.
At least
there we go. So the Knicks, I don't know if you heard about this little team called the Knicks. They won. And then to not just go run into the streets and be part of the mayhem, he was like, I've got to show what's going on here. And how can I do that? Let me do the thing I always do and get in the air and show you guys and the rest of the world what this moment is like. Because it is never, ever going to happen again.
Oh, you think so?
Well, it can't though, right? Because if it ever happens again, what's it, 50 years again? What kind of world are we going to be in from there? So like, think about it, right? It never will happen again. Yeah, they'll win. Okay.
This feeling will never, this feeling will never happen again. And that's why.
That's fair.
Jump on that.
That's fair. But there's some kid in some town that does not understand how much this meant to a city. Yeah. And in a few seconds of a clip, you can feel it. Right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's address this elephant in the room. Not exactly the most legal thing, but you could have been burning a bus. How did this happen?
Exactly. Well, you know, I actually went to the watch party. So at Radio City, I was with my dad, my brother, my cousin, and I had this plan the whole day of like, hey, I'm gonna bring my drone to the city, leave it at my friend's house, and right when they win, I can celebrate for 2 minutes, get whatever merch I can get, and then head down to where the action is.
Yeah.
And I thought it was gonna be at the Garden, wound up being at Times Square. And
you flew to the Garden first, or you went?
No, well, I went to my friend's apartment.
Yeah.
At a rooftop to check what's going on.
And the Garden was empty.
The Garden was empty,
which is wild, right?
Everybody out, and everybody flooded to probably the most touristy place in the entire city, which is Times Square.
Yep.
And the World Cup is going on. All these things, so all these things collide at once. And we took city bikes over there, and man, it was just chaos. And immediately I was like, this is exactly what we need to document. not document the negative parts of it, but
No.
document the whole. This is trying to show the feel of how it would be when a New York team is great. You know.
Yeah, but you
It's,
yourself got a front row seat because of yourself, right? Like
yeah.
you didn't have to go into when you. I don't think we realize when you're in it, human as a human, you're only seeing like what's in front of you, are showing the scope of this. I don't know why I'm pointing at this like people know what I'm pointing at, but this is insane, man.
Yeah, honestly, there's not many shots in my career so far that I am saying, yeah, I'm being very vocal in that moment. And that this one I was like just going crazy because once I put it up, you don't really, like you said, you don't really see the scope of it until you get an aerial perspective. And once I saw this, I was like, wow, this thing goes all the way down. It was just one of the best feelings to have that moment as a Knicks fan as well.
Well, you're
So
also a New York native. I mean, you're
yeah, New
from
York native.
Queens, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up?
Queens all day.
Yeah, Brooklyn. I got it. I'm Brooklyn. I got
Nah,
it.
it's all good.
It's all,
Brooklyn's cool too.
we got 5 boroughs. We can all live in
I
harmony.
think we're the 2 coolest boroughs. I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
Staten Island doesn't count anymore, so we don't.
You know what's crazy? I actually, I got to explore Staten Island through, I forgot the company name, but man, Staten Island actually has a lot of history, a lot of cool things.
I know it gets a bad rap for being basically a garbage dump,
Yeah,
but yeah, there was actually a lot
but
that
I
goes
was
on there.
on that garbage dump, and they showed us what they did and how they planned it out and everything. It was pretty cool. They're
Did,
actually bringing nature back there.
did you ever hear about Cropsey over there?
No, what's that?
So Cropsey is like a whole myth of like a serial killer that lived that happened in Staten
I
Island,
think somebody
missing
mentioned that.
children, the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a
yeah.
documentary on it, and they tried to pin it on this like this janitor that had like a mental breakdown, which
Right.
didn't. I'm not going to go that rabbit hole. So you're not just filming New York. You're not just getting stuff in the air. You're traveling around the world. You are going from the most beautiful, calm destinations, tranquil, to the craziest moments in our history. Where do you find when you're at a spot? How do you know what spot to start at? How do you know where to go? What are you looking for when you're like, I got to get a drone in the air?
I'm looking for layers. Like every place in the world has layers to it, and like for example, this shot right here. You know, you have the rice fields, and this is one of the biggest rice fields in the entire region there in Bali. So just understanding, like I love when landscapes are involved, or like I said, the best way to put it is layers, where I can show a place, not just a flat land, but also that's what excites me, just places that have layers. It's very hard to explain, but yeah.
Well, you're looking for depth.
Depth.
I
That's
think
a great word, actually.
I
Yeah,
think a
that's the
lot of people
perfect
throw
word
a
for it.
drone in the air and they just think of like
Yeah.
one top down shot as opposed to a movement.
Right. Yeah, so like I mean there are flat places there. There are other things, but I think there has to be more things involved in a shot for me to say, hey, this is the shot right here. You know?
Man, did you bring a bunch of ringers into this chat room or what? Look at this, the GOAT, God of drones. I mean, look at these people, man.
Nixon 5, let's go.
Nixon 5. That's Sal upstairs. He's not that far.
Ah, you know,
God of
the
drones,
tribe out
man.
there, man. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting, for sure. Whoever tuned in, man.
Well, I think people don't realize what kind of culture drones are. I think a lot of people like, I'm going to go buy a drone because they think it's just fun or cool or whatever. And most people will buy it and then never touch it after like one flight. Like, cool, got it.
Yeah.
You have a community around you because you're not just buying a drone off the shelf. You were in the beginning of it. You had to see the evolution of it. There were tools that didn't exist. Sensors weren't on them. Flight times were horrible. Yeah. You had to attach cameras to them. Now you're custom building FPV drones. Yeah. What is it like to be part of that community? How big is that community? How would someone find that community if they're trying to get into it?
Yeah, the thing is, you know, when, like you said, when I first started, it was very niche, let's say, and now it's massive. So I think finding your community is finding people you enjoy flying with, first of all, like especially with FPV. I think the most important thing people overlook is the practice part of it. You know, when you get together with 7 other pilots and everyone's talking about the gear and these parts, and you learn things from everyone. You know, everyone has a different style, and you might be able to pick up something from that. And you know, if you don't fly FPV and you have the other drones, like just kind of meet up with somebody that flies that other drone too, and you know, you can get their perspective of how they create or see the world, and you can always carry that with you. So I think that's how you form the community, just kind of meeting up with people with the same, you know, mindset in terms of like, hey, I love to put the drone in the air, let's meet up and you know, go somewhere cool. make that happen.
Do you ever meet people through like social of what they post and be like, hey, can I come to you and we go fly together? Is that ever a
Yeah, that happens
situation for
often.
you?
Yeah, especially around the world. Like there'll be people like, "Hey, yo, you're here, you're there. Can I meet up with you?" And I'm always welcome to go fly with anyone, and yeah, anywhere, honestly.
What's been, I hate to do the typical questions, but I know our audience is mainly photographers. So what has been some of your top destinations so far to fly a drone in? Because it's not just the scenery, right?
Right.
It's also like the humidity in that air. Was it easy to get to? Did you have to trek for a day or two to get there before you got that drone in the air?
Yeah.
People think you just like somehow teleported there. It's like, I just put it in the air and I hit a button, but there's a whole trip
Yeah, I mean,
involved.
there's some missions out there like where you're hiking for 10 hours and you find these spots that are super remote that are tough to get to. But I think that when you find the right situation, um, it feels it just there's no other feeling that you want in that moment to go and fly there.
What's
But like you said, everything's kind of a mission. So for example, Venezuela would be like one of my top places that I've flown, honestly. Yeah, we were kind of hooked up with helicopters and stuff like that to get around.
kind of
We're at the
hooked
top
up?
of Angel Falls, but you know,
Yeah, we kind of had a helicopter,
but it's still like that's a core memory for me to dive the tallest waterfall in the world. It's taller than the
Sick.
Burj Khalifa. So like Burj Khalifa was obviously was the first FPV shot that made me buy FPV.
Okay.
It was Johnny FPV. He dove the Burj Khalifa, and I'm like, I want that freedom. I want that. I want to have that feeling of diving a 2,800-foot building,
Jeez.
and just coming, yeah, just free falling the whole entire time.
Would you consider
Immersed.
FPV another option for a tool, or do you look at it as a level up of a tool?
It's a level up, I think. It's most people would start with let's say a DJI Mavic or something like that, and you can only kind of do so much with that. You're kind of limited in certain movements, and I think FPV unlocks that freedom of being able to go places and do things like fly through gaps and full control. Like I feel so different when I fly FPV than when I fly a Mavic. I'm out of fly nervous, but I'm more nervous to fly a Mavic or a
Really
Mini than I am to fly FPV.
interesting.
Yeah, I feel locked in when I'm in FPV because I feel like I have
It's
full
immersive,
control.
right?
Yeah, it's immersive, and I feel like I have control of every movement. So if I need to stop on the dime, if I need to fly through a gap, I'm super confident to get through that.
Yeah, but you get some nerve wracking, like I'm gonna wreck this drone probably situations because you're flying to things where you don't know what the next thing is.
Right, right.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
sometimes you're on a job and it's 2 weeks long, and you're in remote areas, and you have two FPV drones, let's say, at that time
Hmm.
available. Your flying changes a little bit based on like, hey, I need to get through this entire job with two drones.
Yeah.
And so far it's worked out, every time. But in the end, like those things are in the back of your mind 100% because FPV is full, everything's full manual. Most of them don't have the return to home option. Some people have
Yeah.
GPS. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have to plan out a lot of things with FPV. There's a lot of preparation, a lot of you know, mental capacity you need.
Well, someone's
To make
asking
it
it.
happen.
They're asking me to ask you.
Yeah.
This is the same screen,
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Do you ever get motion sickness? Is there a story that we don't know about?
Okay, yeah, there's one time I did. Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
that felt like it. I don't know.
but you're gonna obviously see why it's so like obvious that I got the motion sickness. But I like to test myself. I like to fly in any situation. I'll try it once at least just to see if I can get through it. It's kind of a challenge, especially when you're flying FPV all the time from the ground. Now you could try different options. But in Dubai, there's dune bashing. So they bring you in a Jeep and they kind of like run around the dunes and slide down and all this crazy stuff. But when you're in the goggles, you don't know what's going on. So the
Right.
movement is even crazier because you can't see anything. And yeah, I did dune bashing, flying the drone at the same time, chasing the Jeep. And that one rattled my brain a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I was locked in, but still, like even the goggles can't stay on that strong, I
Yeah.
think.
But at that point, you're.
Roller coaster actually as well.
Oh, that's got to be sick.
That I would never do again for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
All
That
right.
was very risky, but it was fun. The park was amazing to let me do it.
But you got to trust who's around you because you're. I don't think if you don't know what FPV is, you're literally wearing goggles like VR almost.
Yeah,
and you're in that world. You're not in this. I was telling him when I did the FPV video on Adorama TV, I was like, someone's going to pick my pocket or rush me and rob me, but you really are. You have no idea what's around you.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of the times my friends, they play around with me when I'm
You
in the
think?
jungles. They're like, yeah, I don't know if I can say it, they grab my butt or something for fun. There's like some stupid jokes. But yeah, it's tough because you don't know what's happening around you.
Yeah, but you want to be that close with people around you. You want to be that close when you are as vulnerable as you are.
Yeah.
When you're driving on dunes, going all over the place,
Right.
you're hoping that driver understands your safety.
Yeah.
That you're not going to fly out of there. You're putting a lot of trust outside everywhere, so you can perform what you got to perform. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think shout out to all the FPV pilots out there that continue to bring the hobby to new levels. Well, it was a hobby at one point, but I think there's a crazy hobby community of FPV pilots, and only certain people know that feeling of like you said, being immersed in that, and it's amazing. It changed everything for me. Can I tell you something actually?
Yeah, go for it. You're literally on a podcast. Tell me everything.
So Adorama, Adorama is actually a huge part of me getting in the door.
There you go, guys.
I'll explain. So in 2020, when I started FPV, I was about 6 months in, and I didn't even switch to digital yet. I was still an analog FPV. I started analog. Right. Yeah. So at that time, that was the main thing.
Explain analog.
So analog is basically, this is the best way I can explain it, a tube TV that when you lose the receiver starts to go static. And digital is the new
RF,
Samsung
right? Isn't it RF?
smart TVs. Yeah, it's RF.
Yeah.
Yeah. So analog is definitely better for long distance, long range flying and things like that. So it's always a way maybe to go back. But the way Adorama ties into this is when I was 6 months in, Tom Jauncey, who's the co-founder of Beautiful Destinations,
right,
was looking for an FPV pilot in collaboration with Adorama for the GoPro Hero 9. And the craziest part about this is it was a Spider-Man Hero 9 shoot. Remember this?
Yeah, I do remember this. And it was a monster video on the channel.
Right,
I wish I knew this. I would have
So I was the FPV pilot for that, and Spider-Man just broke the record for the box office. So it's kind of crazy that we're here talking about this, and then Spider-Man's in theaters right now, breaking the records. Yeah, the GoPro Hero 9.
So this was almost a breakout video for the channel, to be honest with you. It was just massive. And
shout out to Tom Jauncey.
Why is this playing? There we go. I mean, this is wild. And you know how many comments we got? Like, this is fake. This is fake.
Yeah.
Why are you guys posting this? It's fake. Like, no, I mean, I was actually worried about the copyright. Like, I was like, oh man, they're going to bang us for this Spider-Man copyright thing. But this was wild. So what actually happened here? You just followed him with a drone while he was flying through? Like,
yeah, so actually we had if you look, this is the behind the scenes. So if you see, we had parkour athletes involved, and he said the night before, he brought us all to his house and his apartment in the city at the time, and we spoke about the plan, and we just went to crazy locations. We shot this in 1.5 days basically, and I mean, Andres Ra also on the edit, which he's a beast. He's the hyperlapse king. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but this is amazing with hyperlapses. Yeah. So this is in Brooklyn, actually. You know where that is, right?
Yeah.
That's in Brooklyn. They did Central Park.
How many people just didn't want to leave you guys alone?
Actually, it was still COVID. So yeah, this is September 2020. So look how empty everything is. So we got lucky. Times Square, we were doing everything in Times Square with no problems.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, the NYPD was looking at us. Like, what the hell is going on? We did Mario Kart after this as well with the R5, I believe, when it first came out.
That's very cool.
So we did that as well.
Yeah, Times Square.
And I believe Adorama was in collaboration with the R5 with Tom as well.
Probably
at the time.
At that time, yeah, for sure.
But this was a huge breakthrough for me too. Like, this was the stepping stone to do everything I'm doing now.
So where did that concept come from? Did you have input on that? They're just like, I just need a guy. Can you get in here?
Tom is a genius, to be honest. He comes up with just always cool, amazing concepts, and we love film. So that's where we really find common ground outside of shooting. Is just talking about film and cinema. So he obviously, I think he had a couple of like big Spider-Man videos prior to that.
Okay. He bought the suit. He's like, I need a return on investment.
So this is all Tom's creative
You got a
process. Yeah.
bunch of questions. Robin, who's a mainstay on the channel,
Spider-Man.
is the view in the FPV guided by what the camera sees, or does the camera view change when the pilot turns his head? So is it like VR where you turn your head?
Right. So like the new 360 drones, they turn with you now, but no, FPV is just one standstill. Look.
Yeah, one of the concerns with early FPV was the frame rate of the goggle, because
Right.
people were getting like headaches and getting sick from it.
Yeah,
It had to get to a place where they could process it fast enough with the transmission.
Yeah, well, when it went digital, a lot of the analog guys, especially the freestyle pilots, didn't like digital because it has a delay.
There's
It has
always
it's 20 milliseconds, which is crazy, right? That's how you play
that is
Call of
why.
Duty. Call of Duty is 20 milliseconds most of the time. But analog is like 8 compared to that. So they see a difference when they're making moves. And even when I went from freestyle to let's say, cinematic flying, it was a big difference. Yeah.
It goes to show, no matter what it is in this industry, if there's like a change, like, oh no, man, I only shoot film. Oh, I shoot
Trust me.
DSLR,
Yeah.
bro. Like, okay.
You got to get with the times, though. You got to get with the times.
Different tools, different things. And, so there is actually someone saying, speaking new levels, what advice do you have shifting from hobby to monetizing? I'm flying more and trying to get my content out there, but analysis paralysis on where to get started.
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think even I had this question when I first started. So the most important thing is to just get out there and make sure that you're being consistent with your work. Try to chase new things that haven't been done before. Create your own lane, and I think from there, if you work on your skills, continue to practice that, and then translate that into the shots you want, they're gonna find you. So the way to monetize that is basically just doing the work before.
Yeah, show what you can do, offer it as a service, prove your value, and then put a rate on it.
Right.
And if they feel that that rate is worth the value, you start working, guys. I think a lot of drone pilots that I've come in contact with always start with hotels. They always want an aerial shot of the grounds.
Right.
So while they're staying somewhere, they're always like, hey, if I did this, would you throw me a whatever? And then we do whatever, or they give them the comped room or whatever.
There's a lot of free work before you start making money.
Everything, anything free.
You want to just get the experiences. You want to shoot anything and everything, and that's all I really did.
There's a lot of questions in this chat about law.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure. Well, we'll get into what you dealt with, but like, let's say I'm getting into this and I'm going to some place I've never been before. How do I even find out about what's legal, what's not, the drone parameters themselves? Because weight is a big thing, right?
A big thing.
So how do you go about researching that?
Well, I think, nowadays everyone has the tools, which is great. Back then it was a little harder because drone laws were still being processed. A lot of governments were figuring out like, hey, what do we do with this? So most important thing is, you have all these tools now with, AI or Google, and you can just easily, search that up. I think you also have maps. There's apps for maps showing, if there's any TFRs or temporary flight restrictions, so the, TFRs, or there's any geo zones or any airports nearby. This is something I always do research for. And then there are countries that you cannot bring a drone into.
Yeah.
And if you can sneak it in, getting it out is hard too. So there's a lot of things.
We don't condone this, kids. Don't.
Yeah. And also what you read,
oh, sure.
what you read online also is not probably the full truth, let's say, in all of that.
Yeah, well, actually, what I found personally was I found old information on laws that already changed. So, like, for example, DJI kind of let it up to the user now to understand what's legal and what's not, because before the drone would physically stop you, right? But you're building custom stuff.
Yeah,
it means
nothing can stop it.
Right.
You can just go. It's just certain countries you can't get in with it. So, I mean, you want to know my secrets, or should I like?
No, but I mean, is there like a resource somewhere online? Like, is there like a data for just drone pilots that everyone kind of has been open sourcing their own?
Like technically, no.
No, huh?
Technically, no. Well, there is a couple of paid like blogs, I guess, that have done this. I forget the name of the exact one, but they do have a couple of them that kind of explain, and then they update each year that it changes. There is tools like that out there.
Someone should have like the resource. Someone
I should help create one if anyone out there
communal,
wants to
Remy. Why are you being so? What is this gatekeeping?
What
is
I'm
this?
Like, I'm a one-on-one guy. Like, if you talk to me, I'll let you know. But yeah, for sure. Like, I think if anybody wants to do that, I can definitely help out with that.
Is there room in the community for like selling your custom builds? Like I have a Remy, right? Like is there like a saline Mustang like
I
culture?
feel like there used to be.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like in the beginning, everyone's like, "Oh, I want the Johnny," or "I want Mr. Steel," you know, and things like that. I used to buy the Mr. Steel motors. His company Ethics. I definitely still buy like those props in case anyone wants to know. I use the watermelon props usually, but yeah, like back then, I felt like it was everyone wanted to have that branded FPV product.
Yeah.
And now it's like a little different because people can just buy the Avata, you
It's
know,
off the
and
shelf.
just, and just, that's it. They're an FPV pilot, you know. But yeah, custom builds. If you guys want the custom builds, then I'm gonna need a bunch of people to jump on that. We'll make it happen.
Oh man, I'll put your social up so they can like throw you money in your DMs. They're all bringing up Lime Rock. All right, what happened?
Oh,
what is this? Because apparently there's some story that you're ducking here. What happened? Let's talk about it. Bunch of I don't know. You brought a whole fan club here. I mean, this is
actually, Levi right here runs an amazing community called Syndicate 11, and Lime Rock was one of the first events I got to drone with them, and it was like a NASCAR event.
Sick.
But there's a story behind that because we had to get this is the one time that we really spoke to the FAA and the all the police and whoever else was involved, the sheriffs. And I put the drone up, but the thing is, on the way there was no service, so I couldn't check my email. Right?
Already starting with the excuses.
Yeah. Well,
nice.
The cop comes to me. He's like, the first thing he says, like, you don't check your emails. I'm like, man, like I just got here. You know, he's like, where are you? Where are you flying? I see you're like this and that. And then his information was actually wrong. And then Homeland Security comes, and then the FBI comes, and they're checking my.
It's federal.
Yeah, they're checking my, license. They're asking me a bunch of questions like, "Oh, you travel to these countries. What do you do there?" I'm like, I mean, obviously I'm a content creator, so this is my page and this and that. And they were trying to get something out of me. But in the end, we were all cool because I was flying with permission and everything was all set with all the paperwork and stuff. So but that happens sometimes.
They also look for things, especially with something they don't know, like a new technology. They want to poke at it. I mean, drones were being made an example of. There was a guy in Vegas who flew too close to the strip. The right away was like a $200,000 fine. They just wanted to make a point, right? And that's with anything that's kind of new and they don't understand. It's kind of like, all right, let's figure it out. But, someone could get physically hurt if a drone falls out of the sky.
Of course. I mean, I was flying the Mini anyway, so, it was definitely.
It's just an eyeball. It's just someone's eye.
Yeah.
They got another one, right?
Just a little, thump on the head.
But I think what you've probably done is help shape what is going forward, like incidents that are recorded, everything you're doing out there is you're existing. You know what I mean? I think it's just like anything else, just like putting the work out there, your demeanor towards enforcement, they treat drone pilots differently. You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
You don't want to be a jerk to enforcement because then that's all they think all of you are.
100%.
And it's like,
cooperate, they're doing their job at the end of the day. Right. You can give them an understanding of everything and something might be new for them too, like you said. So at the end of the day,
educate them.
Yeah, it's not a problem,
Next thing you know, you got a sheriff in your phone that asks you questions about drones, and then you get a PBA card, and you can get out of jail.
And then they're like, "Hey, drone any Nick's situation."
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know this guy. Just say a bunch of names, and you get out of it. Look, it's how it works. I think every press photographer in New York knows this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know if you're using Soul Glow in that beautiful hair of yours.
Soul Glow, wow. We're taking it back to, what was that? Coming to America?
Yeah, man. That's some Eddie Murphy.
Well, let's see. If I lay back on anything, does it come up?
Yeah.
No. I don't know if I can plug in what I'm using, but
if you would
listen, I took the ladies in my life. I took their advice on what to use, and that's
the ladies in my life.
Yeah, like all my friends and stuff like that.
You got girls snapping over here. Like, who is this? Who just walked into my house here? What is this?
Listen,
I'm looking raggedy.
No, I look raggedy every day.
Wow.
Yes, and that's
there you go.
Right. So yeah, see, it's very recommended by the way.
Bodega leave-in conditioner.
Bodega leave-in conditioner.
$9.
All right.
It's like,
that's the true New Yorker right there.
Look, I come in here, I dress like a janitor, I get my job done, I go home. I never try to be influential or whatever. You know what I mean? But having said that, like, where does this go now? Are you trying to like be the drone pilot for like cinema? Are you trying to be the guy to go to when they need to get these tricky situations? Like, where is this going?
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I ask myself that every day because everything was so fast forward, you know, like everything happened at once. And now looking back 7 years, I'm like, wow, I did a lot of the things even beyond what I wanted to do. So I think right now, I think, yeah, there's a few things I'm manifesting for sure. I definitely want to get into more. I'm a huge film guy. I go to the movies with my AMC A-list four
I'm on
times a
A-list.
week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So,
one on the corner.
yeah. Oh, the AMC?
Yeah, I leave a demo here.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
go
that's
and
right.
just chill
Yeah,
out at a
yeah, yeah,
movie.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely take advantage of that. I saw the Odyssey 3 times already. With that, and you know, at the end of the day, like cinema is one of the biggest things in my life in sports. So I want to get involved in Hollywood. I want to get that chance to do that because I think I can bring something a little different than what I see right now in FPV.
Like what?
I think everything's a little bit too fast paced when they bring it in. You know, I think they want like this crazy action, but really FPV can be used as like one of those arm tools as well. Like if you fly smooth enough, you can do stuff that a camera can't and a regular drone can't at the
Yeah,
same time.
that's people that don't understand what it is. So like for me, FPV is precision.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But for someone that doesn't understand what it's really capable of, they're like, oh, I need that Mountain Dew hyper nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
Like that's
Which is amazing for a lot of other things, but I think when it comes to cinema, you can tell that when an FPV shot comes in,
right.
and I want to try to find a way to blend that with the actual, you know, cameras that they're using, like in a way where everything just seems integrated in one thing. Because there's a few movies definitely I've seen that I'm like, whoa, this FPV shot's a little too hyper for what you're trying to do, you know?
Have you
And
thought about doing your own film and putting it out there? I mean, a 15-minute short film can go a long way.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Look at Curry Barker right now.
I
He put
actually
out-
have one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I did a short film that's kind of influenced by The Matrix. I'm a huge Matrix guy.
Could not tell.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
give me 5 years.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Red pill, blue pill.
Oh my God. Oh man.
But no, in the end, like I used that influence to make a short film where it's called The Juice, and
It's on YouTube.
yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah. So actually, I was supposed to put that link before this.
Yeah, you were.
I kind of forgot.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah,
You're over here eating your egg whites. You know, he's like, no, it's okay. I think it's
Yeah.
important to stay busy, but like, if you want to go do something, I believe in this, where we are now, you have to go do it first and then go after it. I mean, I brought up Curry Barker because like he just did a Obsession, which he started.
Yeah, that was
He was doing
huge.
huge.
The most successful movie ever, technically by budget.
Yeah, by budget.
Yeah.
And he had 2 or 3 free movies on
Mhm.
YouTube that he uploaded.
Right.
Everyone told him like, why are you giving this away?
Right.
Shop it around. No, he understands this
It's
era.
a process. Like no one knows what you're thinking or how you want to move, and at the end of the day, just stay on your path, and if you believe in it, you're gonna make it happen. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, okay, this is why you did this, or this is why you did that. And yeah.
So
that's the most important thing.
Joe Coons is asking, do you prefer urban or more natural for flying and for the footage? So are you a city boy or you like those landscapes?
I'm everything, to be honest. I'll do both, but you know, both come with their own pros and cons. Obviously, you know, city, you're worried about, you know, getting zapped out the air by some antenna or so, you know. So there's a different feeling to flying in the city, which I guess if I had to pick the two, I would say the city gives you more life because you're so locked in a sense, and sometimes natural settings you're just more in a flow, you know. So that's the big difference between the two, to be honest.
Your ringer over here is asking, do you make custom drones for order?
Oh
Because you said Levi and his name in the chat is Levi and he's right there.
yeah. For this user specifically, no, I actually don't at the moment, but like I said, if we get the right amount of people, I will do that. That's easy.
I think
And then you'll get this strap right here.
this is very cool. Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
gave you a cheap
Yeah.
sticker and you give me a whole custom. I appreciate it though.
Yeah,
We're going to
no
put you to
worries.
work though.
Yeah.
You met our producers here. Scuba.com is a big thing here where they're going to crazy destinations. There are some projects I can't talk about yet that are hitting the channel. A lot of drone footage for that. You have a lot of projects you can't talk about,
I know,
which is the worst part of it,
I
right?
know,
It's like,
because
oh my
honestly,
gosh.
if I could talk about this one, if everything happens the way it's supposed to, it would be probably one of the biggest, that I have yet.
So they just got to stay up on your social and keep up on what you're doing, right?
Just definitely follow, and trust me, there'll be some cool stuff coming up soon.
Is there any technology for what you're doing that isn't out, that hasn't happened yet, that you would like to see come to drones?
You know, honestly, I think that drones in general, like, I feel like it's hard to think of anything else because they're kind of it feels like they're maxing out almost.
The only thing they can do is audio. If they can figure out a way to
You
get
know what?
audio,
Or put a speaker on it so when you don't have to scream at people when you're flying, you know, just
oh,
like,
you
hey
just talk.
guys, action, you know, like through the
Mm.
speaker, and then you have a little mic here, maybe something like that could be cool. Even though the drone makes a lot of noise and you might be at too high of an altitude, but for some shots, I think it could be an interesting thing because sometimes we have to get on a call or, you know, we have to. That's the thing about FPV too, guys. Like, you know, you're doing 5 things at once a
Yes.
lot of the
Yeah.
time. So if you're getting into it, it's a great like mind workout.
But
In the
also, if
end.
someone's like directing you behind you, and that's like
Well,
17
they
things.
can watch it nowadays, you know,
Yeah.
straight through the goggles. So it's sometimes you give the director and they can let you know, like, hey, can you try this? And works out. But
My to Marcel, I think that's what it says. How do you make drone footage feel emotional and cinematic instead of just beautiful? So how do you have it be substantial?
I think that that comes from within, you know, when you find the place that is special and you immerse yourself in that in the goggles. It's very hard to explain unless you wear the goggles. Um, I think that creates that flow, and I always wanted to just be smooth and you know cinematic in that way, and I think that for a lot of the times you connect with people because of their emotional capacity in that sense. And for me, a lot of the times my emotional capacity comes through my work.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when people can feel that, I think that I did the right thing. So
Well,
at the end of the day.
when you go somewhere, don't you think it's part of the job is to understand where you are, how the people live there, what's important to them about where they live there, and then you go document it.
That's another thing too, that for sure. You know, I love to immerse myself in the local communities and things like that in certain places, get to know them. And a lot of the times they say like, "Oh, you're so lucky to do this." And honestly, like for a lot of us here, we hit the lottery in life technically. We're able to do the things we love to do. A lot of people can't do that. So, you know, maybe you know, getting to know them and then showing their land the way they would want it
Mhm.
to be shown can be an inspiration for them to go a little outside of themselves to do something else as well.
Some of the places you've gone to, I bet you they've never even seen their own world, like where they live like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
probably like, whoa, like this is what it looks like from a mile up. Like that's
That
kind of nuts.
that's a huge part of how I pick my shots actually.
Yeah.
You know, I want to show places that haven't been seen before so people can
That's legit.
go and visit there or go and live outside their bubble because you know here in New York City especially this is a huge bubble and you can get stuck in this pretty easily.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't lived here my whole life at all.
You gotta get out your comfort zone a little
Yeah.
bit and go and see other cultures, communities, and then once you do that, your whole perspective on life changes. So
It's easy to get stuck here because there's so many. Like you can literally walk from one block to another and be hearing different languages and eating different
that's why I
food.
don't wear headphones in the city.
Yeah, I never wear
I
headphones.
walk
Never.
and I it's just there's a comedy scene in one block and then there's an argument here or there's somebody just
Oh yeah.
walking to work and you can see that they're hardworking people and it's just interesting to see the shape of
Oh,
everything.
the
Yeah.
weird parts of conversations you
Right.
grab, you're like,
Right.
okay, you're either a serial killer or like a genius. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's someone asking, what would you say is a decent entry level drone that won't break the bank?
Well, I would always recommend. I mean, drone is a huge word. Like, are we talking FPV or are we talking normal? You know, like what I would call
I'm gonna
normal.
say since their word has their name is photography, I'm gonna guess they're brand new to drone.
I would go with the Mini 5
Yeah.
Pro. Honestly, right now, I think it doesn't really break the bank technically. Also, the DJI Lido I actually used it in Turkey a couple weeks ago, and the battery life was insane on that thing. Actually, I was stunned. Like 45 minutes, and it stayed at like 42. It went down to 40. It didn't jump from like 45 to 20.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think those two. Yeah, I think the Lido what is like $450
I
or
don't even know.
something. Yeah,
But there
it's a great drone to start with.
you gotta there's so many factors to it that you're not
Right.
gonna expect. Like when they tell you like battery time, is that with wind? You know what I mean? Like,
This is the thing. A lot of people are like, "Hey, how far does it go? How long does it
yeah,
fly?"
yeah, yeah.
That really depends on where you are.
Right.
It changes constantly. You got to understand your wind direction. You got to understand where you're flying from, and if you have a tailwind coming back, you're lucky. If you have a headwind coming back, don't go too far.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, things like that. That's super
And there's a
important.
feel to it, especially if you don't have like sensors in or whatever. Like there's a
Yeah,
feel
there's
to
a
it.
feel, and you know, when you first start, you're gonna make mistakes. You might panic, and that's the worst thing to do. Just stay calm in the end. Like that drone is supposed to come back to you. So just figure out a way to make that as safely as possible, you know?
Yeah, I always try to tell people like the worst thing that ever happens with it is if you're not around other people, you lost a little bit of money.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
it. You know what
it's
I mean?
true. It's true. Yeah.
Just got to be prepared for that.
It happens to everyone.
Dude, I've been with Daniel Norton, a key figure here at Adorama, and in 2 seconds, a drone went up and right into the water.
Look,
And that,
literally 2 days ago,
yeah.
I was flying to Costa Rica. We had like this dinner set up on the beach, and I was flying, and it kept going up. First time ever I had that happen. Just kept going and going. But you know, with experience, I just kind of fought it back. It took like 12 minutes to get it back,
Wow.
and it's stuck at 90 meters
Okay.
in
12
sport
minutes.
mode. And I was home landing, like I was pressing home to land.
Okay. But 12 minutes is an eternity in your
And
situation.
I'm
Like,
just there staring at it, like just like, you know, I talk to my
wow.
drones, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what's up, bro? Let's go, come back.
you're in your world. Man.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
So I finally got it back, and I was like,
12
wow,
minutes.
that was,
Wow.
if I didn't have experiences before of like things happening, then I maybe would have never got it back or something like that.
Do you have a horror story of losing a drone?
Right before actually the Adorama shoot with Tom, I was still new in FPV, obviously, like 5 months in, and I forgot to put my antennas on my goggles. So I saw this train and I was rushing to get the train. But you know, back in the day, I was like, you have to put the antennas and all this. Now the DJIs fold.
Yeah.
But with analog, you had to attach a bunch of antennas, even to your quad. You know, you had to
Mhm.
attach the back antenna. And I forgot to do that to the goggles. And like, I got maybe 100 feet away, and I lost.
Just
Yeah.
got squirrely.
No, it just went blank.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I was trying to like figure out a way to fly it back, you know, a line of sight, and yeah, it didn't work out. So that was a pretty sad day. And literally 10 minutes later, I spoke to Tom Johnsey. So it was like, hey, don't worry about it. You'll get another one.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's hurt, you know.
No matter what you do, especially in a creative world, I think people have to realize like you got to realize there's a world revolving around you and there's other people doing other things. And someone out there is being like, I saw you do this thing, or I know you're available, or you're local, whatever it is. It still has a chance to come in front of you. And you got to get outside of your head of what's around you. I mean, I've had my career saved like 3 times from just random phone calls when I thought I was like, I'm out. I'm going to go lay cement for a living. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's
100%.
really quickly. You got to realize it's not, it's only over till you say it's over.
100%, 100%.
And you always say yes, guys, to opportunities. You'll learn it on the job. Just,
Yep.
just say yes.
If you feel nervous or scared about an opportunity, trust me, when you do it, you're gonna feel much better after, because, like you said, you don't say no, and that's how you get better at the
Do
end
you
of it.
do any like classes or bring on assistants or anything like that? Or
No, I mean, a lot of the times I would love to bring more people around, because that's another thing. Like, hey, can I be your assistant? Can I help you out? Can I just come and see how your process is? It's something that I definitely want to have more of, but I don't really have too much of it, because usually budget doesn't allow or something like that. But yeah, if I get some heavy budgets, I want to bring a lot of people together.
we'll
I do
figure
group trips, so
we'll figure
that's a
something out. If, you
yeah,
know, we can
for
figure it
sure,
out.
for sure.
Adorama's down to educate always, obviously,
Yeah,
guys.
anytime you guys want to have me as an educator, that's something that I love to
Let's
do.
figure it
So,
out.
yeah,
You know,
100%.
we got 1.6 million people over here, and the events channel just hit 155 thanks to you guys. So there's a question about any tips for building a drone kit. You get booked for a gig tomorrow. What are you bringing?
All right, both those are 2 different questions.
I think they're basically saying like, what do I bring to a job
Okay.
if I'm trying to get into drone? Like, what do you make sure you have on you? I think you're thinking of it as like building the drone itself, but
okay,
I think they're
got
like,
it. Building my bag to
Yeah, yeah,
leave.
yeah.
Literally, when you say you don't need something, you just bring it, because you never know what you're gonna need. So at the end of the day, I think that's my mindset. Like, I'm bringing every single FPV part. A lot of things that I notice about FPV pilots too is, you know, you can buy these build and flies, like even if they're custom built, but you don't know what tools you need in the field.
right.
So always have your tools, always have your prop tool to take off your props, 5 sets of props. You know, obviously make sure everything's charged up, but yeah, remote, goggles, tools.
You should do a video of just
Everything.
going over your bag one time.
Yeah, you're right. You're
You
right.
know
I
what I
should
mean?
do that. Yeah.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
maybe to stop gatekeeping.
Yeah, I'll do that,
like a
guys.
jerk,
You know what?
Stop gatekeeping. I like her. Cayman Islands, you are missing it. Why? What is going on there?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been invited yet there, so now I am invited.
All right.
And I'll
So
have
they're
to
gonna give
do
you
it.
a place to stay and feed you and everything, apparently.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if they
How does
come
music
through.
influence you on your edits? Do you make your own music? Because editing is the other part of it. You can have all the raw footage in
Right,
the
right.
world, but you got to make it. You got to boil it down, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think that with my music influence is based on film. Like I love scores. Like you have Hans Zimmer, you have Ludwig Göransson now, who's just killing the
Of
game,
course,
and
tease, baby.
those are the things I actually listen to on my own. I'm not listening to whatever top 100 songs they are. Yeah, there might be a song in there I like, but I think what influences me is that how am I going to attach the emotion that I flew with to
Yeah.
to the actual music. So that's how I pick my music.
What about? So I've been going into like video games lately because I feel like Doom alone has like some of those insane
Right, right.
metal,
Yeah,
insane, but like everything has become such a production on such a level. Do you feel any pressure to maintain a level of production now? Because I feel like you could for a few dollars and what fits in your hand, you could get 4K, great fidelity, amazing anything. Do you
Yeah.
feel a pressure for yourself, especially in the drone community, which is also a niche to itself?
yeah, of course, of course. You know, earlier in my career, I was everywhere, just flying constantly, always had content. Now that things have slowed down a little bit in the last couple years, I feel like, okay, I'm not doing enough. I'm not like producing enough content, or I'm not flying enough places and things like
Like a
that. So
self guilt?
yeah, it's
Wow.
it's a self guilt a little bit, because I know the type of person I am is very goal oriented and very like I gotta go 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 all the time.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah, so when I slow down, I think that obviously the universe is always telling you when you slow down, like, hey, this is something's gonna come. Just rest a little bit. But I don't really feel that way. I feel like I always have to be doing
I think
something.
that's a New York thing.
Yeah,
We're
that's true.
restless, you know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
mean, it's fast paced life over here.
Yeah.
If you grow up here, you understand like how you have to always be kind of on the move, and the day feels like 1 minute usually.
Well, that's funny. 'Cause my dad, growing up here, he used to tell me, 1 minute can always be 1 minute wasted. It's your
Yeah.
choice, right? And I was like, yeah, like what can I do right now?
Yeah, no,
It'll exhaust the
100%,
hell out of
hundred
you.
percent. I mean, look, I'll be honest. I love to play Call of Duty, but when I do, there's this self guilt also.
I
Like,
know,
man, I could be doing some edits
dude.
right now.
I'm replaying Sekiro right now, and I feel like trash. I'm like, why am I playing a game
Yeah.
when I have a channel I need to get back to? But
Well,
you also have to want to do it.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%. You gotta. Sometimes you're locked in where you're editing something, and it's just that flow, and that's the best feeling. And
Yep.
then it's a chore when you don't want to do it. In a sense, you're like, oh man, okay. But once you start it, you get in the flow at some point. But
When you're filming, do you keep the edit in mind, or you get as much as you can? You try to figure it out after.
I usually do that. But working with certain people, like that's why it's great to be around so many different types of creators and filmmakers. Is sometimes planning saves you so much more later.
Absolutely.
So I think sometimes you don't know what a place looks like until you get there. So I think the most important thing once you get there is like, okay, how do I envision this in the edit in a sense? Is this my opener? Is this my closer? So you'll know once you get to these places, especially on a shoot, you're like, okay, this is the opener, this is the closer, and then you can kind of form everything else together. Be mindful of your movements as well. Try to stay in one direction if you want to continue to transition,
Interesting.
or you can do many different movements and figure it out later as well, just to have different.
So you don't have like a shot list, you'd say, like you figure out like your structure, or you just go, I need an opener, closer, and I'll look for that, and I'll figure out the middle.
Yeah, I
Yeah. Okay.
I think a little bit of that. Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, you don't know what the wind's like or anything, so sometimes
totally.
you might want to go one direction, but it's not the best direction to go in a sense. Sometimes you're fighting, but
Someone's
yeah.
asking any tips for flying in unsafe areas. Like
Unsafe areas. Okay.
unsafe to you or the drone or what?
Yeah, I know that's a
That's a little open,
very
right?
broad question. Yeah, because unsafe could be just many people around or stuff like
The edge of
that.
a cliff. Don't step forward. That's my tip, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean you're blind, so you got to feel grounded at the end. In a sense, you're in the goggles only.
Isn't
You
that
don't know what's around
crazy?
you. Yeah.
Do you think that there's any value to making it transparent? Maybe I sometimes I always think about
Well,
that.
they just did it with the Insta. What's it called? The new 361. The
Oh,
Insta
man, you got me
360.
on that.
Yeah, my brain just went blank. I usually know all the names pretty well,
We've
but
been going for a while, you know. Do
yeah.
you have anything coming up that you want to make sure people find out about?
Yeah, I can't even talk about it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You can't even say like, check out my channel, stay up on this.
Yeah, I mean, definitely check out my channel or, follow me on Instagram. I'll definitely be updating anyone.
No, there's a graphic here. You can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You FPV guys, we're in the real world.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. No, definitely.
Oh, that's interesting. Someone's asking what came first, you flying or editing, or were you creating content before FPV drone? I think the content came after, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was doing a little bit of content technically, making
Yeah.
stories when I traveled and things. But, a little behind the story, I worked for an airline for 5.5 years. So once I was able to like, unlock that travel bug completely.
Qatar, right?
No, I worked with Qatar Airways, but I actually worked for Virgin America and Alaska Airlines.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they got bought.
Virgin's weird, man.
No, but Virgin America was like the best company ever.
Bro,
at the
you
time.
you take a flight with Virgin Air, they're like, do you want to buy a drink for the person in that row? Like, what are you trying to do?
Oh,
Like,
right,
get me
right,
hooked
yeah,
up?
yeah.
Like, what is this? It's
But
very
they were the first ones to do mood lighting and
They were, yeah.
and the safety video and all. So it felt like a great company. They're
cool.
always fast forward thinking, and that's how I always want to be with my work. Also, putting iPhone on the drone was like one of those things with Tom Jauncey.
Well, that was a big thing for you.
Yeah.
You were doing vertical video via drone, and you were like one of the first, I think, doing that, and that opened up a whole thing for you, right? I mean, was there hate for that? A lot of cinema guys are like, vertical video is garbage and poison.
No, 100%. A lot of filmmakers you work with, they're like, oh, can we do landscape? Can we do wide? And I'm like, yeah, sure, we can. We could do both. But in the end, Reels is where it's at right now if you want to continue to grow and have your work seen by many people. And this was something that was plugged into me from Tom Jauncey because he was one of the first creators to work with Instagram on the initial what do you call that? Like the first 10 creators to have Reels before it came out.
Interesting.
So immediately he's like, you got to jump on Reels. You got to jump on Reels. It took me like almost a year to do that, but I saw the benefits after that. And that's the reason why we put the iPhone vertically on the drone originally, because he's like, hey, this is vertical content is the future. Let's make sure we have that like direct. Can we put this on the drone? I worked with my very, very good friend. He's like my brother Juan, and we created a mount. And actually, if anybody wants that mount, I was supposed to sell it at some point. I could still do that.
Yeah, you could do that.
But a lot of people have built their own things now because obviously once you do something as the first time and it works, a lot of people are going to go and do their own versions of that. So vertical iPhone flying is definitely much bigger now. But for the first 3-4 years, it didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I think we have a lot of talk about open gate now, and most of that comes from wanting to cut a vertical out of a horizontal in one take. Yeah. And I think that's where we're going to go. I think we're going to see bigger sensors at lower prices, smaller form factors, stuff like that. I think that's where it has to go. I think.
I mean, GoPro did something cool with the 8x7. On the new one, they don't have it, I think, but when they had 8x7, you can do landscape and vertical from just that one frame.
That's what you want, man.
Yeah. Makes your life so much easier.
Well, with you don't have a second chance sometimes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
A lot of the shots I have there are one take.
Of course, yeah.
One chance, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you have shots that are still in your head that you didn't get, that'll haunt you for the rest of your life. We all do.
Listen, everyone that comes with me on a shoot or anything like that, I am always never satisfied with what I get.
Yeah, and that's what keeps you going.
It's okay. It's all right. It translates well sometimes. You get millions of views. You're like, okay, maybe that did work. But 98% of the time, you're like, I could have done this. I could have done that.
If you're not thinking that way, you're not progressing.
That's what I tell
There's
everyone. They're like, hey, pat yourself on the back. I'm like, no. I want to continue to get better. And if you keep patting yourself on the back and you think you're the greatest in that moment, trust me, the world is going to come humble you at some point. Stay on course. Just keep getting better. That's it.
Always
That's
the next.
Yeah, always the next thing. Just be better. Yeah.
How much time is given to? Look, man, you guys are on it with the questions today because they're all photographers.
My brother there.
Oh, how much time is given to location scouting before the drone is sent up in the first time?
Actually, I don't do much. I think you can do your scouting kind of with one battery. If you can do a battery just to feel it out and say, hey, I'm gonna lock in now, or. With FPV is a little different. You gotta search the area because you can lose this drone very easily behind something, behind rocks, whatever. So yeah, I think FPV I do a lot more scouting. Like, the group will ask me like, hey, where do you want to shoot? I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna be here. You guys be there. Let's make this happen here. So, but it's weird because my eye is it's almost like a bird. Like you know where you want to land, where you want to go right away. So once I show up to a spot, I know what trees, what branches are around, what this that, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like in 2 minutes, basically.
You ever have someone doing like a secondary drone just as like spotting kind of, or just like scout for you while you're working? Like, hey, you might want to go left, Remy, or something like that.
Like a line of sight or another drone.
Another drone.
Not really.
No? I
No.
always thought you guys would do like multiple drones. So whatever you're not seeing,
We
someone
follow
else
each
can
other
see.
sometimes.
Okay.
Which is a cool little.
You-
Some people have gone
You
viral.
guys race?
Yeah,
You
I've
race?
fun story in 2021, Turkey had a drone fest for 12 pilots, and I got picked as one of the 12
That's
pilots
wild.
from all over the world, from France, from Spain, from some great guys. And we were like celebrities in Istanbul. They had posters like this big of
Oh,
each
word?
of us. We had the media interviews. It was crazy. I didn't expect any of that, but the company that made that was a racing company. So we did our job. We all went to different parts of Turkey, and it was like a competition. Whoever can get the best footage, and then the judges make the decision. But at the end, they had a whole racing course for us, and
That's
only
cool.
2 pilots did it.
Okay.
Me and another guy,
Who won?
and I broke like 2 drones that day.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's your film. Just do a Fast and the Furious for drone nerds,
Yeah.
and it'll.
Well,
I'm telling
actually, you know
you're
what?
good.
There's something in the works right now that I can't really say much about, but I'm gonna say what it's
All right,
like.
all right.
Yeah, it's an anime.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Your fan club over here, very excited.
Well, that's a good sign.
Oh my god, man, we're at the hour, man.
Really?
Yeah. If
Wow.
yeah, told you, right?
Went quick, man.
Told you. If you guys want, and you should, stay up on Remy right here. I got a feeling we're going to be doing some things with him here at Adorama. Kind of a hunch. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, I think we'll do some cool things. I think drones is still, there's so much. It's not even close to matured. I think there's so much growing. There's so many more people getting into it. One guy. So do you ever hear a guy named Al Bello?
Maybe no, I don't think so.
He's like one of the best sports photographers and photojournalists probably out there, and he's in New York.
Mm.
Well, during COVID, he was like, I got my drone pilot's license just so I could photograph for my job. So he was doing aerial photos from a drone. And when I heard him talking about that, then some other guys like, yeah, I just did that too. And I'm like, wait, are we doing this now? Do I got to go get a drone pilot license? But like, it is the moral is like, it is growing to people that probably never would have thought about it in the first place. So, and it's accessible. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful tool to have always, whether you do photography, video, whatever it is. I think the drone will give you a different feeling and that, like being a kid playing a video game kind of vibe.
It is very
You can bring that out always. And I think most guys in the world right now want a drone or already got one.
Yeah, once you try it, you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
I guess I'm spending a bunch of money. I'm gonna go places. It's cool. And it does get you out there. I mean, it does make you go places. Like we flew to Coney Island once, and I was like, I want to go somewhere else. And like right away,
Coney Island.
Coney Island's
cool.
beautiful with that.
Such a cool place.
Wind is crazy though sometimes. Over Coney Island.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah. Guys,
the beach.
This was episode 99. You believe it? Next week is 100, and I am giving full control over to Daniel Norton. There will be something that sets on fire. Someone will get punched in the face. It'll be a little nuts, but join me next week. However, I put a link in the chat. If you are in New York and you want to come to some events in person, we just started a profile on Partiful as well as Eventbrite, so make sure you're following there. Follow Remy over this direction over here for his Instagram, but also jump on his YouTube channel. And I'm curious what he can't tell us is happening. And the only way to find that out is by following my man over there.
We'll find out in a month.
In a month.
Yeah.
That's like an eternity.
I know.
Unbelievable.
I know.
But guys, also this QR code is the events channel because we stream out of this event space probably 2 to 3 times a week. And you're probably missing out because you're 1.6 million here, 155 over there. Go hang out on that channel. Remy, I can't thank you enough for coming hang out, man. Yeah, we'll do some cool stuff. Yo, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yo, have a great rest of the week. I'll see you on the next one. Daniel Norton live Thursday, beauty photography on a budget. Wait till you see this setup. Bye, guys. Later.